Satan trying to mess with the videos. This is Matthew chapter 10 and verse 23. But when they persecute you in this city, flee ye into another. For verily I say unto you, ye shall not have gone over the cities of Israel till the Son of Man be come. The disciple is not above his master, neither the servant above his Lord. And this is what I really want you false prophets to answer for me. Okay, this is a checklist of who the men of the Lord are, right? Let's see if you fit this checklist. The disciple is not above his master, nor the servant above his Lord. Matthew chapter 10 and verse 25. It is enough for the disciple that he be as his master and the servant as his Lord. If they have called the master the house of Beelzebub, which Beelzebub is just another nickname for Satan, how much more shall they call him of his own household? Right, man? And people be saying how we got demons on us, we're crazy, we have mental issues, we need to go to mental hospital, we're the devil, da 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 da. They said the same thing to Yahushua, right? Who says that to y'all? Okay? Who says that to y'all? I just want to know. Unless someone's calling you out on you being a false pastor. Okay, but I mean, if that's what they're doing, then they already know who you are, man. That's a wolf in sheep's clothing. Verse 26, fear them not, therefore, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, and hid that shall not be known. What I tell you in darkness, speak ye into the light. Speak ye in light, and what ye hear in the ear, that ye preach upon the housetops. Right, man, that's what we're doing. We go on the highways and hedges, and we preaching his word. And fear not them which kill the body, but are able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a farthing? And one of them shall not fall on the ground without your Father. But the very hairs on your head are all numbered. Fear ye not, therefore, ye are of more value than many sparrows. Wherefore, whosoever therefore shall confess me before men, him will I confess also before my Father which is in heaven. God, man. I'm going to go ahead and skip to this verse 34. Think not I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. So if you're still preaching that Yahushua came to bring peace and he's all love, lollipops and rainbows, you're a false prophet, man. Yahushua said it himself. Think not I am come to send peace on earth. I come not to send peace, but a sword, man. I'm going to go ahead and read on. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. So is this happening to you? Does this happen to you? Can you fulfill the scripture? Then you're a false prophet. Okay? For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household. He that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. Okay? And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life, he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. Meaning, if you give up this fleshly life, if you give up all the cares and the lust of the flesh, you give up this life, you're going to find your life. You're going to find everlasting life in the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay? But if you don't, if you keep this life, this lustly life, and fulfill the lust of the flesh, then you're going to lose your life, man. All right? And you're going to get burnt up with the ICBM nuclear missiles if you don't reach the other plagues that the Lord is going to send upon Babylon. Verse 40, he that receiveth you receiveth me, and he that receiveth me receiveth him that sent me. Right? And that's just for you real men of the Lord. Those who hear you, those who are out in the highways and hedges pushing sound doctrine, if they hear you, they hear Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, because his sheep hear his voice. Okay? So for you false pastors, man, y'all can't fulfill that scripture. Okay? Because he said it himself that he came to set variance, man. John chapter 8 and verse 47. He that is of God heareth God's words. Ye therefore hear them not, because ye are not of God. Right, man? So then when we speaking to you, y'all don't hear us, man. Just like how I brought out in Deuteronomy, the 18th chapter, how when the Lord said he puts the words in the prophet, and the people don't hear what the prophet speaks to them, the Lord's going to require it of them, man. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move on to the next scripture, 2 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 12. We're going down the real men of the Lord checklist. This is 2 Timothy chapter 3 and 12. Yeah, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushua shall suffer persecution. So, do y'all suffer persecution? Okay, are you suffering persecution? Yes or no? No if, ands, or buts about it. Yes or no? If you can't say yes or no to that question, you know, if you can't give a simple yes or no, then you're not really a man of the Lord, okay? And if you say no, if you don't suffer persecution, then you're not doing what the Lord tells you to do. Because if you were a man of the Lord, you would be suffering persecution, according to Paul. I'll read it again, 2 Timothy chapter 3 and 12. Yeah, and all that will live godly in Hamashiach Yahushua shall suffer persecution. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the next scripture. Okay, this is Amos chapter 5 and 10. Calm, man. This is perfect. Amos chapter 5 and 10. Slovakia.